Are we going? Yes, we are. What's up, guys? It's McKinley Crain here, and today I'm going to be doing my spoiler-free movie review of the movie that I watched almost 2 weeks ago, which is the 2017 drama horror, psychological horror. It's also a psychological horror movie, and it's also like a psychological thriller movie. And it was Super Dark Times. So, Super Dark Times is a movie that stars Owen Campbell as Zach. And Zach is a high school age teenager who is supposed to be somewhere around 16 or 17, I think. I can't remember which one, but he's somewhere around there, like somewhere around that age. And so are like pretty much all the other characters in this movie except for a few. And so basically, one day he's with his friends, right? And one of his friends, so two of his friends get into a little argument with each other. But the thing is, it wasn't at a very good time because they were already, so the friends had Zach and his friends had been fooling around with a whole bunch of junk they found at one of their houses. And one of the things that they were fooling around with was a samurai sword, an actual samurai sword. And let's just say when they got into an argument, when the two friends got into, so the two friends were this dude named Daryl and the almost main character of the movie, the character, he's not the main character and he's not a main character, but he's a side character, but a big side character. We spend a lot of time with him. And that guy is Josh, who's played by Charlie Tahan. And so basically, Charlie and Daryl are fighting, and then they stop fighting for a little bit, and then they start fighting again. But when they start fighting again, Daryl kind of charges at Josh and tackles Josh, and Josh happens to still have the samurai sword in his hand. And you know where this is going. You should probably know if you're watching this video, you should probably know where this is going. Josh basically accidentally kills Daryl. And then they all freak out, all the friends freak out, and they just don't want to go report it because they were already doing drugs and stuff anyway, and they think there's a little chance of anybody believing that it was an accident. So basically, they hide Daryl's body and just cover it up and swear to never tell anybody else about it. And that leads to a whole bunch of paranoia between all of the friends, especially between Zach and Josh, and just tension and just fear, and they start to not trust each other as much and develop trust issues with each other and start to wonder about each other, wonder if the other one is doing something wrong or something. And they all start to act strange, more strange than they usually do afterwards, especially Josh. And and that concerns Zach. So basically, that's basically like the whole part of the movie, and then like there's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of just epic stuff that goes on at the end of the movie, and I loved it. I love this movie. It was a great movie. It's not a perfect movie, but it is a great movie. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. I expected it to be great, just not as great as it was. But it exceeded my expectations. It was great. It's just, it was just so compelling and gripping. It gave me like everything I wanted from like a thriller, like a thriller horror or a horror thriller, or whatever you call it. It gave me what I wanted, plus more. And I just love watching this movie. It's a really fun movie. It can be really intense at certain times and really unsettling at certain times, but of course in a good way, that benefits the story. And it's just a really thrilling movie. And it's like really intense, and like watching this movie will like make you like question a lot of things about your own life, which is what psychological thrillers and psychological horror movies are supposed to do. And this movie will like it'll like stay in your brain, man. It's just a really fantastic hidden gem of a movie that not a lot of people know about. I found out about it by like searching for movies like it, until I eventually found it. And added it to my watch list, and then watched it a couple weeks ago. Well, a week and a half ago. First I was thinking it was 2 weeks, but then I was just like, no, it was a week and a half. It was a week and a half ago. And it's awesome. It's just a really fun, thrilling time, and both Owen Campbell and Charlie Tahan give equally great performances in this movie. As their characters Zach and Josh, although the whole cast, this movie's whole cast is great. This movie has some really strong acting, especially from those two characters, from those two actors I just mentioned. And it's got convincing and believable performances. It's got thrilling and chilling moments. It's awesome. If you love psychological horror movies and psychological thriller movies, this is the movie for you. Well, this is probably the movie for you. I can't read your mind, so I don't know if you'll actually like it or not. But, this is probably the movie for you. It's got a lot of the characters in this movie have great chemistry with each other. It's got great character chemistry. It's so well executed, and the writing is just so cleverly written. And all the twists and turns in this movie are awesome, and they make sense. They make a lot of sense, and they feel satisfying and fitting. And this movie is just really gripping, and just really just it's like an edge of your seat movie. It'll keep you on the edge of your seat. And it's got a great beginning, a great ending, a great middle. Just everything about it is great. Everything in it is great. It's got great cinematography too. And it's just, I love how it's edited. It's just the editing, adds this kind of like atmosphere to like the movie for some reason. It kind of like the editing is kind of like well, it can be like cliffhangery at certain times, but not cliffhangery at certain times. And like what I mean by that is like it'll like you'll be watching one scene, then it'll cut to another scene, and it's not like super cliffhangery, but like it's kind of in that way cliffhangery. It doesn't happen like all the time, but it happens some of the time, and it's great. Just the editing is great. The whole movie is great. I love this movie, and I'm gonna give this movie an 87% out of 100%, which is the equivalent of an A-. Like, subscribe, join the notification squad. I will return.